Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and the following is an ACT reading test question that is asking us for what the inferred meaning behind the phrase "to have the Assembly's exhortation executed" um, is. This is very close to one of those vocabulary and context questions, but rather than worrying about a single word, we have to worry about an entire phrase here. We find it very, very soon at the very beginning of the passage where the first sentence says, "My master added that he was daily pressed by the houyhnhnms, or however you pronounce this name, of the neighborhood, to have the assembly's exhortation executed." So it turns out exhortation here, in case you didn't know, is an urging or a pleading to somebody to get something done. So we have these people, the houyhnhnms of the neighborhood, exhorting the master over here to do something, urging him, asking him to do something. And this is what execute means, to get something carried out and done, which he could not put off much longer, presumably because the houyhnhnms are exhorting him to do it, and they're pressing him to get this done. What we want to do every time we have this sort of problem, though, is also read a sentence before and after. We don't have a sentence before, but let's read what happens afterward. "He doubted it would be impossible for me to swim to another country, and therefore wished I would contrive some sort of vehicle resembling those I had described to him, that might carry me on the sea, in which work I should have the assistance of his own servants, as well as those of his neighbors." This here doesn't directly relate to that original sentence, so in this case it wasn't a good idea, but it tends to be, so keep that in mind. Can be interpreted to mean to have a person executed or killed. No, we want to execute here is the exhortation, what people are asking for. So it's very likely not, well, though it could be that they're exhorting the master to kill somebody, to execute somebody. It is much more likely that they want him to execute something else, to get something carried out and done and completed. That is what to execute can also mean. So we're not sure about this one. Seems like way too big of an assumption. I'm just going to cross this one out. To carry out an execution order of the assembly. Execution order sounds a little bit strange, very wordy, but that sounds alright depending on what that means. To carry out an order of the assembly, this is much more succinct, and there's not that vague wondering, are we talking about killing somebody when we're talking about the execution order? So we can cross that one out. To speak before the assembly, not necessarily, though they could be exhorting him to do that. We don't know that they're asking the master to kill somebody in answer choices A and B, and we don't know that they're asking the master for him to speak. All we know is that they're asking the master for something, an order of the assembly, something that the assembly wants. So that's why C is the best answer choice here. I hope that helped with this problem, and happy prepping.